College of Arts and Law, Monday 18th of July 2022, 3 p.m. College of Arts and Law, Monday 18th of July 2022, 3 p.m. College of Arts and Law, Monday 18th of July 2022, 3 p.m. College of Arts and Law, Monday 18th of July 2022, 3 p.m.
Good afternoon, graduates and guests. Welcome to the University of Birmingham. Our formal ceremony will begin in just under 10 minutes. But before we get underway, I'm here to provide some brief advice to make sure you remain comfortable while it is so hot in the hall and outside. The Great Hall is more than 120 years old and has only limited air cooling in place. So we are going to go through the ceremony at a slightly brisker pace than normal to make sure that you are not sitting here too long. Every graduate will still get their moment on the stage. The ceremony will last no longer than 1 hour, and we hope that our simply assembled personal fans, and I can see many of you using them, will be another graduation souvenir, again remembering possibly one of the hottest days of the year. Guests, if you are wearing jackets and ties, you might want to take them off now. It'll feel a little bit cooler right now. The hall cools down between ceremonies, but it will get warmer over the next 45-50 minutes. Graduates at the back, if you are feeling uncomfortable in your robes, then please feel free to take off your robes and particularly your hats until it is time to get up on the stage. If at any time anyone is feeling uncomfortable or faint in the hall, then please do get up and go to the sides. Our ushers have some extra water, and if you need to leave the hall for some fresher air, then that is absolutely fine. Welcome also to everyone who might be watching online, on the big screen or in one of our cooler viewing rooms. Please feel free to clap and cheer along, and if you are online, do add your congratulations and comments to our live chat. I'm now going to hand you back over to our musicians while we get the last people in place for the ceremony to begin shortly. Enjoy the rest of the afternoon, and thank you.
Congratulations to our University of Birmingham graduates. Here we are in the Great Hall at the heart of the Edgbaston campus. Attendees, mostly graduates and their friends and family, are seated. Here are the student musicians. It's great to see them returning to ceremonies following the pandemic. Now we're getting started. Here's the first of our 2 mace bearers beginning the ceremony. The centenary mace bearer is usually a staff member who has volunteered to take part in the ceremony. The mace bearer enters through the back of the Great Hall and leads a procession of staff to the stage. Bedell, who is the second of the 2 mace bearers, follows. Are placed on the stage for the duration of the ceremony.
I declare the congregation open. Good afternoon and huge welcome to Birmingham. It's lovely to see so many people here, particularly during the heat, and thank you very much for coming. I'm Vice-Chancellor, and it is, as I say, it's a real pleasure to welcome you here today for your graduation. Normally I begin this speech by talking to you about the Great Hall that we're sitting in, the distinguished guests who've spoken at this very stage, and how you're part of the history of this university. But the one thing this Great Hall is not so great at is keeping cool when the temperatures soar. So I'm going to keep my speech very short. Graduands, it's been a real pleasure to have you as part of our community over the past few years. Many of the people who taught you are sitting behind me, and I'm sure they'll agree that one of the privileges of our roles is that we see how you've grown and developed during your time here, both in your academic knowledge, but mostly as people. You've learned to study independently, to critique and debate, and especially over the last 2 years, to be resilient. You've grown in confidence. And outside your academic efforts, you've made new friends, and some of these will remain friends for life. You've successfully completed your degree, and you have the knowledge and the skills to address the needs of our world now and in the future. And you'll soon be a graduate of one of the world's top universities. And I hope that your time here has given you many fabulous memories that will stay with you forever. There are many happy people in this room. I know from experience that some of them will have a tear in their eye or a lump in their throats as you walk up on stage to graduate. Your friends and family, like all of us here, are enormously proud of what you've achieved. Soon you'll come up to the stage and I will admit you to your degree. This is your moment. When your name is read, that will be your graduation. And family and friends, That's your cue to make a lot of noise. And I have to say, from what I heard as I was coming in, I can't imagine it's going to be a silent graduation. So just a couple of final words. It really is hot. If you're too hot, take your jacket off. Don't feel you have to wear a tie. I see all of the graduates at the back are still wearing your hats. So you're very brave, much braver than I am. As you come up, be careful on the steps. I genuinely have seen somebody tumble down the steps onto the lap of somebody in the front row. And we have a very beautiful looking front row at the moment, so they're ready for you if you want to drop onto them. Do give a big smile for the cameras, and don't forget to savour your moment. Warmest congratulations to you all. Very well done, and thank you.
Now for the handing of the scrolls. The graduates will walk from the left of the stage to the centre and collect their scroll from the conferring officer. After they're congratulated, they'll walk off stage.
Good afternoon. My name is Helen Abbott. I am the head of the School of Languages, Cultures, Art History and Music. Vice-Chancellor and Principal, to you and to the University, I present the names of these graduates as listed in my programme, both in attendance and in absentia, proved worthy to be admitted to their respective degrees.
By virtue of my office of Vice-Chancellor and Principal, I admit those people listed in the programme to the degrees for which they are to be admitted.
College of Arts and Law, School of Languages, Cultures, Art History and Music, Doctor of Philosophy. For research about the impact of precarity on gender, sexuality and race in Italian cinema, Maria Elena Allampi. For a portfolio of compositions, Mark George Thomas Ferguson. For research into sonification interfaces for composition and performance reflecting cancer as a disease from a biomolecular standpoint, Milad Khosravi Mardake. For a portfolio of compositions, Luigi Marino. For research into engagements with classical visual culture in 19th century Birmingham, Claire Matthews. For research into the cultural consequences of colonialism in Francophone and Anglophone Africa through literary representations of the figure of the évolué, Sara Meshkarini. Master of Research, Amy Demido. Amy Paulina Gunn. Emily Hall. Master of Arts, History of Art, Eleanor Milne. Master of Arts, Music, Weili Jiang. Benjamin Hugh Major. Master of Arts Translation Studies, Haura Juma Al-Lawati. Mamuna Bakhtawa. Emma Bechu. Laura Joanne Hatton. Callum Story Rind. Yijing Zhu. Bachelor of Arts, Modern Languages, French, German and Translation Studies, Molly Elizabeth McCooey. Modern Languages, French, Japanese and Russian, Saula Asinavichute. Modern Languages, French and Translation Studies, Anna Chambers. Modern Languages, German, Spanish and Translation Studies, Holly Elizabeth Keats. English and History of Art, Ella Burns. Madeline Clark. Dayung Aina Rashika. Lauren Richards. Amy Wu. French Studies and History, Hannah Mary Leon. Victoria Margaret Ann Matthews. Elsa Felicity Munro. German Studies and History, Catherine Bau. Amber Marie Oddy. Hispanic Studies and History, Catarina Sofia Afonso dos Santos. Hamish Dron. Fiona Angel Lockwood. History and History of Art, Natasha Ruth Wilcoxon. History and History of Art with a year in Computer Science, Jessica Ava Bishop. History of Art, Frances May Atkinson. Ashlyn Barron. Kainat Fatima. Lois Sinclair Gilbert. Sophia Grace. Katie Rebecca Lamb. Rosamund Liebeskind. Amelia Ness Clark. Lucy Siobhan Dorothy Simpson. Natasha Stereo. Naomi Suen Tan. Marian Sofia Tsukanara.
Marian Sofia Tsukanara.
Marian Sofia Tsukanara, thank you. Liran Wang. History of Art with English Literature, Aoife Kira Buckley. Mathematics and Music, Joseph Harry Baldwin. Daniel Matthew Baumberg. Abigail Eloise Davies. Ella Megan Ronald. Modern languages, Chinese, French and German, Ovraj Singh Sidhu. Modern languages, Chinese, French and Spanish, Katie Young. Modern languages, Chinese and Spanish, Isabella Campling. Hannah White. Modern languages, French, Abigail Louise McGrath. Lauren Alana Payne. Emily Kate Thompson. Modern languages, French and German, Alfie James Clark. Mairi Lea. William Schlick. Amandeep Kaur Uppal. Modern languages, French, German and Russian, Lauren Watkins. Modern languages, French and Italian, Megan Louise Cox. Martha Alice Housby. Isabella Pellegrini. Modern languages, French, Italian and Spanish, Shannon Kaur Jagbal. Eleanor Louise Outhwaite. Sophie Louise Redvers. Eliza Robinson. Modern languages, French, Japanese and Spanish, William Hamilton. Modern languages, French, Portuguese and Spanish, Jasmine Stephanie Ashurst. Modern languages, French and Russian, Thomas Cookson. Charlotte Elizabeth Ann Knight. Kezia Grace Turner. Modern languages, French, Russian and Spanish, Georgia Harriet Brooke Boot. Modern languages, French and Spanish, Taiwo Soleat Abiola. Farah Azra. Kieran Blair. Olivia Brown. Kitty Alice Collingwood. Kira Joanne Galvin. Robin Louise Hipwell. Simona Kumar. Ella Jane Lewis. Nicolas Mazarin. Lauren Meakin. Gabriela Messore. Jake Oliver. Madeline Jane Saxelby Smith. Ella Summers. Slavina Vasileva. Sophie Ann Wood. Modern Languages, French, Spanish and Translation Studies, Megan Brand. Chloe May Hornbuckle. Anna Charlotte Newsom. Camille Louise Stevenson. Modern Languages German, Hannah Malloy. Modern Languages German and Japanese, Samuel Perkins. Modern Languages German and Russian, Manisha Kaur Sandhu. Modern Languages German and Spanish, Jenny Chantratita. Eleanor Jane Morehouse. Modern Languages Italian, Eva Madeline Lovejoy. Modern Languages Italian and Russian, Daniel Crook. Modern Languages Italian and Spanish, Rachel Walters. Modern Languages Portuguese and Spanish, Melissa Clements. Manuel Mainetti. Kenzie Nichols. Roisin Ellen Ramage. Lois Vaughan. Modern Languages Spanish, Lindsay Louise Allen. Olivia Marmode. Modern Languages Spanish and Translation Studies, Stella Kiselyova. Modern Languages and English, Laura Margaret Arno. Owain Sean Ash. Theo Crispin Byrne. Luca Campopiano. Josephine Sarah Rebecca Kalis. Louisa Catherine Day. Owain Matthew Bradley Denning. Chelsea Henshaw. Orla McNellis. Nicole Morris. Amelia Fleur Sill. Claudia Dinah Sugarman. Modern Languages and History of Art, William Taylor. Harry Wilcox. Modern Languages and Music, Beth Cagle. Madeline Mary Eve Glover. Isabel Priest. Laura Vucetic. Modern Languages with Business Management, Jennifer Mimi Ntobari Samuel Chujor. Chloe Coggins. Moireid Facchetti. Nicholas John Lote. Ava Mariana McBride. Sophia Nunhook. Hannah Grace Pepperell. Serena Shah. Chloe Stafford. Emma Cragg Walker. Agnieszka Wojtas. Modern Languages, English, French and Italian, Harmanpreet Kaur. Bachelor of Music, BMUS Music, Konstantinos Antonokakakis. Hannah Beach. Amy Eleanor Coates. Lilu Matilda Creed. Isla Cummings. Sophie Rebecca Dean. Noah Dewali. Benjamin Garnett. Helen Grout. Karen Ellen Hawksworth. Lucy Hill. Theodore Jack Jones. Matthew Patrick Kerwick. James Joshua Knowles. Alice Louise Martin. Isabel Maudsley. Isabel McGarry, Max Murphy, Liberty Catherine O'Neill, Hugh O'Sullivan, Hannah Jade Percox, Serena Rattan, Leonie Robinson, Emily Charlotte Sampson, Abby Saunders, Anubhav Seth, Emma Smiley, Henry John Anwil Soper, Esme Spry, Henry Tedds, Alexander Thorne, Reuben Tozer Loft, Curtis Samuel Vetter, Samuel Alexander Wilcox, James Wright, Eloise Yates, Music with Year in Computer Science, Benjamin Samuel Zieberts-Willett. It's now my absolute pleasure to introduce the student representative who will give a speech on behalf of the graduation cohort. Please join me in giving a warm round of applause to William Schlick, a BA graduate of Modern Languages.
Good afternoon, everyone. I would firstly like to say what a true honour it is to have been chosen to speak today. Indeed, just to have everyone gathered here together is, to me, in light of the past couple of years, something truly special. During the pandemic, it was these kinds of occasions, many people in the same place at the same time, mass gatherings, which were the very most prohibited, but which I missed more than any other. As a languages student, my university experience is somewhat unique, although I hope that some of what I say will resonate with everyone here from the School of Languages, Cultures, Art History and Music. Before I start, though, I would like to give thanks to all of the faculty and admin staff in the school, with special thanks to the distinguished academics I have worked with over the past 4 years. Thanks too to all of those who supported us during the tumultuous time that was our year abroad, although more on that in a minute. As I was driving out of Selly Oak for the last time back in June, as cliched as it is, I remarked just how short my time at Birmingham has seemed, and yet simultaneously how much has happened, how much I have changed, and yes, how much the world has changed. On the level of our university, I think back to how our campus looked when I started 4 years ago, walking through Muirhead Tower from the Vale because the whole of the Green Heart was still a building site. The Alan Walters Building, the Teaching and Learning Centre, both still unfinished. Now, with most of the building work over, and the pandemic behind us, we have all been able to enjoy our wonderful campus as it was intended, and indeed, as I experienced it when I came here back on the open day in 2017 and was bowled over. A year later, I came back to start my studies in French and German, meeting for the first time many of my fellow graduates here today. We arrived as strangers, brought together by a shared interest in looking beyond the confines of this ever more self-isolating island. Over those first 2 years, strangers became more like friends. At some point, we started making plans for our years abroad, each of us itching to get out there and put into practice the language skills we had been honing. You know the rest of that story. During the last 2 months of my own work placement abroad, in my case in Belgium, a reimposed lockdown meant that through a strange turn of events, I was left manning an office all on my own, dealing with clients whom I was frankly poorly equipped to help. My overall year abroad experience was by no means the worst, and believe me, I've heard some horror stories. But I think it serves as a good example of the kind of watered-down experience many of us languages students had to make do with. That's notwithstanding, however, the efforts made by the Modern Languages Department to make provisions for those of us who couldn't make it abroad in order to prepare us for fourth year. I think it would be unfair not to mention that too. But nevertheless, what we had to weather, no one can take away from us. We are more resilient, dare I say immune, to the challenges life is inevitably going to throw at us. Our experience during third year has rendered us uniquely prepared for an ever-changing world that shows no signs of calming down anytime soon. But that was then, and this is now. I'm glad to report that this year, final year, has been my happiest yet at Birmingham. It hasn't been perfect by any means, but for the good bits, I thank, in particular, those with whom I've had the pleasure to spend it. Despite what I mentioned earlier about our finished campus building works, there are nonetheless still projects going on. Developments behind the library, as well as works linked to the Commonwealth Games, notably the new university station. In other words, it seems to me our campus is constantly in flux, just as we are all in flux. I don't want any of you to feel like you have to be finished projects. We are all works in progress. So whether you're excited for your new job, for the next stage of education, for a much-deserved stint abroad, or whether you're worried because you don't quite know yet what lies ahead, just remember, your potential is both great and unfathomable. To finish, it is to me important to note that most people in the world will never get the opportunities that have been and will be afforded to you, us. To talk ad nauseum about privilege can become, in my opinion, a somewhat trite exercise, but it is nevertheless an indelible factor of success that is always worth keeping at the back of one's mind. Do not take for granted those privileges, and keep a mindset of gratitude for all those before you whose hard work and sacrifices have meant you can sit here in this hall today. But nevertheless, I know full well how hard I have worked and how hard every one of my fellow graduates has worked to earn the degrees we have been handed today. So well done. Treat yourselves. You now hold a qualification from one of this country's most respected institutions. It's a great shame that I didn't get to know more of you over my time here. To those that I did, you made it all worth it. I hope that my coming professional life will be peopled by equally intelligent, open-minded individuals, as I've had the pleasure of knowing here at Birmingham. And to all of you, I wish the very, very best of luck for the future. Keep in touch. I'll see you around. Thank you.
Thanks very much, William. My name's Corey Ross, and as Pro Vice Chancellor and head of the College of Arts and Law, it falls upon me to bring this ceremony to a close. But despite the heat, I could see from your faces as you came up on stage, and I had a pretty good seat for that, just how much it meant to each of you. So once again, congratulations, graduates. So in a few minutes' time, you'll walk out of here and celebrate on campus with your fellow students, with family and friends. But after that, you may know exactly what you're going to do next. Or you might still be considering a range of options. Or you might not have a clue. That's fine. But your future is in your hands. Each of you will find a different path in this world. But as you do this, I hope you'll take a little piece of Birmingham with you, wherever you go. You will always remain a part of our alumni family. And we will still be here for you. Our career service remains open to you, and our really quite wonderful alumni relations team runs events for recent graduates and can connect you with alumni all across the world, which in the case of this school is probably handier than in many other cohorts. So remember, work hard, take your opportunities where they arise, stand up for what you believe is right, and always, always remember to support those around you, whatever your line of work. We have many, many global challenges that we need to tackle, and it is people like you, in ways big and small, who will be the ones to solve them. So you entered the Great Hall today as graduands, but you leave now as graduates. So once again, class of 2022, well done and congratulations.
I declare the congregation closed.
Congratulations to our new graduates. The attendees applaud our new graduating class. To close the ceremony, the maces are collected from the stage. The mace bearers lead the procession of staff and new graduates out of the Great Hall. The ceremony that completes the university journey for hundreds of Birmingham alumni is now closed. The live stream has now ended. The live stream has now ended.